Welcome into the Winklerverse. I'm Bart Winkler. This is the Bucks post-game portion of the proceedings. As the Bucks, right now they are losing to the Spurs. They are losing to the Spurs. The game will be over and they will have lost to the San Antonio Spurs. We can go through the box score and give you the score if you'd like. They were down 13 at half, and then I believe the Spurs outscored the Bucks in the third quarter 40-16. So, it's pretty much over there. And I think the question is, was this better off for them? Do we start to root for them to lose? Do you start to root for the Bucks to tank? I thought if this question came up, it might come a little bit later, but they just are not winning. And not only are they not winning, but it is very lifeless. So if they got booed the other night at home, I could only imagine what the booing would have been like tonight. They were winning. They almost had a little bit of they had a 5-game winning streak that they could have had. That game against the Wizards on New Year's Eve, they let McCollum take a jumper and he hit it, and then Giannis wasn't able to make his. But before that, they beat Chicago and they beat the Hornets. And then after they beat the Hornets and they beat the Kings, these weren't blowouts. These weren't against, terribly good teams, but at least they were putting up some dubs. And then they lost to Golden State, beat the Lakers, lost to the Nuggets, and then they lost to the Timberwolves. And I really think that these last two games paint this team to me in a completely different light, where I think maybe you do have to talk about, is tanking the best? Keep in mind, with their trade with the Pelicans, they could get a pick. So the Pelicans, they have a couple of picks. Or what's happening is they traded that swap. So Atlanta is going to get the Bucks could have a pick. We talked about this on at Tankathon. It would be the 9th pick right now. So do you want them to lose? Do you want the Bucks to lose? Ben says hello. Different Ben says every game is a struggle. Jake says Jimmy Haslam's ability to ruin 2 professional teams is astounding. He is a literal curse. Lee, rebuild time. Nick says it's to the point of being impressive how terrible they are. Jake, welcome to Wisconsin, where our sports teams, head coaches have zero accountability. Not only that, but Matt LaFleur is likely to get an extension if it hasn't happened by the time you are already listening to this. Again, this is Into the Winklerverse. We're brought to you by Happy Place Hemp. The promo code is BART, 25% off each and every order at happyplacehemp.com. I was going to do this and then go to bed. There will be a seltzer consumed tonight to help me get there. Otherwise, I will just keep my eyes open in horror of what has happened here tonight. It feels like it just this is not the time for this. I think this is not the time for the Bucks to play as bad as they are playing. Joe says this is the longest stretch of apathetic play I can remember since I started watching in 1994. Let's skip the Bucks talk and get into the MLB lockout of 2027. Oh yeah, Kyle Tucker signs with the Dodgers. Jeez. Dustin says, I wish I was on the radio. Well, at least this way you get to see my face. I can say fuck. That's cool. But yeah. Again, Happy Place Hemp, promo code BART. Oh, and I can promote them because I couldn't do that on the radio either. 25% off each and every order. HappyPlaceHemp.com, promo code BART. We are coming to you on the Dan Shaney YouTube stream. And, of course, support our friends at Carl's Place. And if you want to join the Winklerverse, you can. So, should the Bucks tank? I am still going to hold out hope that they can win some games. You know what would be fun for us? To see them in the play-in tournament. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? It would be like high stake because we've never seen the Bucks in the play-in tournament. Right now, the play-in tournament is the Cavs, Heat, Hawks, and Bulls. So the Heat, Hawks, and Bulls in their perennial spot, and then the Bucks, they're going to be 2.5 games back. I can't. They're gonna be 2.5 games back of the 10 spot. The Bucks are gonna have a record of 17 and 24, which is eligible to be 2.5 games back of a playoff possibility. I don't know where this all went wrong. I think we can start to pinpoint a lot of different things. I think Jimmy Haslam taking over for the Lazaries, I think there's a part of it there. 414-799-1250. Would the Bucks be a top 3 seed in the East if Alex Lazary was a senator? 414-799-1250, because maybe then Mark doesn't sell. And we go from there. Jerry says, rebuild with or without Giannis, but rebuild now with a plan so you're not tossing away assets. Brian, a lot of comments coming in tonight. Broke my shoulder. Time for me to place an order from Happy Place Hemp. Ooh, that'll help. Thanks for the discount, Bart. Again, 25% off at happyplacehemp.com. Is this the point where we're rooting for the Bucks to tank? No, I'm not there yet. I am going to I'm going to hope we get into the play-in tournament, but then maybe lose. I'm going to hope we pull a Dallas Mavericks. I want to get in that play-in tournament. I want to win the 9-10 game, and then I want to lose. The winner plays the loser of 7-8, and then lose that game, and then have the number 1 pick based on a lottery, which if you're in the play-in tournament, you should not be eligible to be in the lottery. You should not. No, you shouldn't. But until Adam Silver fixes that, but he's not really in the fixing business. He's more in the breaking things that aren't broken business, is what he's going to do. So what do we have next? The Bucks, this makes sense though. The Bucks, they were pretty tired. They were on tired legs, right? And then they had to go to Texas. Doc's got all these excuses. So then they had to go to Texas, and we'll see what happens after that. But no, now they have a few days off, and then they're probably going to be too well rested. So their next game is not till Monday. They're in Atlanta. It's on Peacock. We've got, if you want to count the streaming services, which I do, because they're part of the deal, 6 of the 7 next games that the Bucks play are on national television. 6 of the next 7 games that they play are on national TV. I wonder, maybe one of these gets flexed, but I don't think that is going to happen here. Maybe. I don't think so. Not with this much time. They've got the MLK Day game against Atlanta on Monday. So they're off until Monday. Then they have Oklahoma City, and that's a home game. 8:30 at night, so it can be on ESPN. Boy. Jeez. Who's going to that game? Yeah, I got another ticket offer today, and I think it's still good that you can do a buy one, get one on tickets. So I was like, okay, I'm going to look that up. Buy one, get one on tickets. The website that it took me to, tickets were $124. So if you see one of these Bucks promotions, I don't know if that might be too good to be true. Online it says they're as low as $12. I'm not buying any ticket promotions that I'm looking at here right now. Did you see that Kyle Tucker signed with the Dodgers? Yeah, and so this is where we're at. We're at a level of just apathy. Grant is here. Grant, I'm going to be pulling some teeth, and we ain't going that long. Okay. Maybe we will. I don't know. You want to talk Kyle Tucker? Okay, do you want to talk Kyle Tucker for 15 minutes? This is where I like to test myself. I still like to. This is like when you go into a gym and you're like, I'm like Tom Brady. Want to see how far I can still throw it. I'm going to go to the gym and see if I can still put up some shots. I'm just going to go live on the internet and see if I can bullshit for 35 minutes about this Bucks Spurs game. Well, I'm reading comments. Check. I already went into the schedule a little too soon. Talked about the standings. Rough. Your final tonight, 119 to 101. Was there a path to win this game? I don't know. I mean, Kuzma was hitting some shots and then they didn't play him right away. Giannis couldn't give less of a shit. Miles Turner, I did Locked On Packers tonight and I was watching the game on the phone. And I saw Miles Turner just have the worst three-pointer. Like if they knew that would happen, they would have never made the 3-point line. Steph Curry's ruining the game. He's shooting all these threes. Well, kids practice them and then they get good at them. You're just sad that guys aren't posting up from 11 feet anymore off the elbow. If they're making their shots, the three's worth more than two. I don't know what Turner was doing on that one. Man, that was a disappointment. Massive disappointment there. So the Bucks lose. And the question again is this the point where we want the Bucks to tank? I'm going to answer my own question and say no, not yet. They've got the Hawks. They've got the Thunder, as I mentioned, ESPN. Then on Friday night, it's a national televised game on Prime Video. Against Denver. Then they play the Dallas Mavericks. My kid's elementary school is doing a promotion to go to that game. I ain't fucking doing that. The Sixers on NBC. The Wizards is on Prime Video for some fucking reason. Then they're at Boston on a Sunday afternoon during the fucking Jesus sucks. What am I doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? What is happening? But this is the apathy. And I do think that these last two games really have completely changed the tide of what we are expecting with this Bucks team. Because really at this point, they are not worth watching. They are not worth turning on. They got to be at least in the play-in game conversation. Like, seriously. And then I think they have to at least be in the 500 record. And so now we have to look at the other things that can or cannot happen. Trade Giannis. Fire Doc. And this is a team that Adrian Griffin got fired for far less. I know things were bad, but like things were bad behind closed doors. And then they were winning games. So what is this? Things are just bad. Doc Rivers either has skated along for a long time as someone who won a championship once, but he's not coaching any better than any of us would. There's no rotational shifts. There's no adjustments. There's no like reaction to what he's seeing on the court. He's like, well, these are my starters. You go play, and then I'll put these guys in, and then you go play. I don't know what the point is of what we're continuing to do. Jake, that beard's getting thick.
Thanks, man. I've been working on it.
Yeah. How you doing?
Well, what a night. Not that I'm surprised. You think about a guy like Doc Rivers, and this was a guy that had no like real desire to coach basketball. He was doing the TV thing, sitting on his ass, and we just like called him up. And he even said, I think in his introductory press conference, something along the lines of, I tried to talk them out of it. Like, are you sure you want to do this? So this is a guy that
I
like
wouldn't wish this upon anybody. Is
he
also
broke
another.
the fourth wall. He's like it's like The Office, when Jim sees something, he looks at the camera like, can you believe they're fucking doing this? Like that's where we were at with Doc. But you kind of stole a little bit of my thunder. Um, Adrian Griffin, who the team hated, had them at 30-13 when they made the move to fire him. So again, I know the roster makeup is different and everything, but yeah, it's just I never thought the Giannis era would go out like a wet fart. Not even a wet fart, like a squeaky, just like you're pushing, and then you just get a little squeaker. That's the fart that this Giannis era is going out like. If I had to compare farts, which speaking of, you should get some farts on the soundboard there.
Oh, I don't think I have any farts.
Everybody loves fart jokes. It's highbrow humor.
Did I tell you this? I hate fart jokes.
It depends.
But
Like,
I laugh at farts.
so real farts do it for you, not imitation. You need the real deal.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
That's an explosion. We can dub that for a fart.
Sure. I tried to send you a super chat. I was gonna send you some cash, but the YouTube app wasn't working, so you could buy like a 20 milligram drift on me. Because man, what a horrendous effort. And honestly, did San Antonio really look that good? Because to me, they didn't. Like they looked like they were going about half speed. And I think you said it the other day that we are the team that now we can just rest our guys and we'll be good. Like it's just Milwaukee.
It's like if you're playing a video game and there's an easier level that your kid can beat. You're like, here, buddy.
Sure.
You play this one. You don't have to go full strength against the Bucks. You don't have to go full strength. Make a couple of threes. They were talking. I think the Spurs, so here's the 3-point numbers. Bucks were 17 of 48, and the Spurs were 16 of 37. So they made about this, and this is factoring in still the fourth quarter. It was worse before that. But even still, like, remember when we used to watch games and we used to say, oh, well, they made their threes and we didn't. And that's not what this is anymore. That's not what's going on here. This isn't, the Spurs are just hot tonight. That's not what this is. This is a team that sucks. This roster, they look like it's a bunch of strangers playing with each other.
Sure.
And I don't understand. Like Rollins and KPJ, that's not working. Bobby Portis. I always remember with Freems. Freems would be like, we would ask him about different co-hosts he'd have, and he would always say, I can do a show with a grape. Like, I can do a show with anybody. That's what he would say. I could do a show with a grape. What he meant was I could do a show with anybody.
Why is that the most Chuck Freeman thing ever?
But he could do a show with a grape. And I feel like over the years, I've had different partners, and I feel like I can do a show with a lot of different people. Bobby Portis can't do basketball with anyone else. He is the grape. He is the grape. So it just doesn't look like any of this works. Doesn't look like any of it fits. It looks like Giannis has gotten past I don't want to say he's into the point of not caring. I think he's like, all right, I'm going to go out there 8 minutes, try. And if we have it tonight, we do. And if we don't, I'm going to play. I'm not going to play. But I don't think he's, I don't know. They show him on the bench. I just wondered, like, what is he thinking? I would love to know what he is thinking. What is his actual thought in his mind right now? I need a What Women Want, but with Giannis script.
I think the other night with him booing the crowd back, like, I'm sure there was a part of him that was like, I'm here going through all this bullshit and you're going to boo me? And you were right. Nobody was booing him. They were booing the effort and booing the fact that they probably spent hundreds of dollars to get to that game and to see that just right off the bat. But in his mind, I'm sure there was a little bit of that, just like, hey, F you, dude. Like I stuck around for this.
Well, a couple different things. What do you want them to do? Who do you want them to trade? Obviously, everybody wants them to fire Doc. What do you want to do with the future of Giannis? There's a lot of different questions. I would say in the immediate future, something that I've talked about a lot is I don't mind if they're bad for a little bit because then you can go to the games, right? Because
Sure.
then the tickets are more affordable and you can go to the games.
It's like
But
getting bonus Bradley Center memories because now it's Bradley Center prices.
But I think that's under the pretense of when I'm thinking of the Bradley Center, I'm thinking of going to watch teams that we can we have hope for. We haven't seen them win. We're like, maybe Andrew Bogut's the guy, maybe Brandon Jennings, maybe E.G. on Leon, maybe. You still know the team's going to play hard. They might suck. They might lose by 20 because they suck, but they're going to play hard. They're not that's not happening right now. They're losing because there's a big, it's apathy is the word of the day, folks. Apathy is the word of the day. They are not showing you that they're deserving of your time. Even I don't want to watch them so bad right now. I might do the one thing I would never do, and that's cancel my DirecTV so that I get a TV package where I don't get FanDuel Sports Network because I don't want to have the option to watch the Bucks.
Yeah, I think apathy is the right word. I feel that for pretty much all of our teams right now. It's looking more and more like LaFleur is coming back. The Bucks are the Bucks. The Brewers are they're never going to get there. Which, by the way, Schefter is really pissing me off because I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that they're going to keep this loser around. But then he always ends his little reports with assuming they can get something done. And it's like, I feel like he's sitting on something and he can't quite say it yet. He doesn't have the go ahead to say it, but he knows more about what's going on than anyone else because he's just being sneaky about it. And I don't like
that he's going to get a raise. I know that they don't want to do lame duck, but I would almost just be like, you're still under contract for a year. You got a year to prove it, and then we'll extend you. But then what's going to happen? Oh no, then he's going to take you an NFC Championship game, and then he's going to go somewhere else. All right, fucking go somewhere else then.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I have a friend that's like, because he's buying all these reports that teams would give up a first-round pick to get Matt LaFleur as their coach. So that should tell you right there that he's the right guy. And my reaction to that is, if that's true, and we go through another year with this loser and the same shit happens again when we could have got a first-round pick for him, I'm gonna go ballistic.
Yeah, I don't know what.
To answer your Bucks questions, should the Bucks tank? Irrelevant question in my eyes. I think with Doc Rivers as the coach, you don't have to tank. You just got to let Doc go do his best, and you're on your way with the tanking. So yeah,
because Atlanta will receive the more favorable of Milwaukee's and the Pelicans pick.
Sure.
Milwaukee gets the less favorable of the two. Milwaukee gets a pick.
Yes. So if you get a little bit lucky, you're still looking at a really nice pick. And if Atlanta's the team that Giannis ultimately ends up on, there's a decent chance you're getting that pick as well as Atlanta owns
Milwaukee. We can't trade this pick because it's already traded.
No, so we could say we traded Giannis to Atlanta, they could trade us that pick, meaning we would get New Orleans pick and our own. So now you're looking at two top 5 to 8-ish picks if you trade Giannis, and that's in the deal. So on top of that,
NBA fan-fucktastic.
Yeah. On top of that, Atlanta owns our first-round pick next year. So that's why you just keep coming back and looking at these guys as maybe that's the team. They're a perennial treadmill team. They clearly, with the Trae Young trade, they're trying to do something here. So, yeah, I feel like that should be who you should be looking at because if you're going to tank, you want to open up a 2-year tank window. So getting your pick back would be a huge thing.
I got some comments. I also got Eric jumping in. Eric.
Hello.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, how do I sound?
You're where?
He's in the upside down.
Eric, your audio is brutal.
I'm sorry. I'll cut out.
Okay. Good to talk to you.
Later, man.
Come back. We love you, Eric.
Fix it. Fix it and try to come back.
Will Byers is communicating behind him.
I think we're getting one.
You still think so?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if there isn't one, then there's just a lot of really weird crap that just happened to be overlooked and thrown in there. I don't get it.
Can you? How's this, Eric? You good? No, I was just trying you again. Okay.
Hey, what's
Eric,
up?
I think I can get your audio if you just give me like your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm through my phone here. This is my first phone.
All right. We'll try another time.
I don't want to be a foreigner.
Don't be a foreigner to the show. All right.
This is
That's
classic Winklerverse content. This is what we needed back. And
well,
for
yeah.
the
So this is what we're going live after Bucks fucking Spurs
record, on a random Thursday night in January.
on a random Thursday.
I will say this though, Bart. I don't know. I can't confirm. I'm assuming you're getting paid a little bit less to do this show than you were, doing for the radio. But for what it's worth, it warms the cockles of my heart every time I go in the morning, open up my podcast, and I see a new episode. I'm excited for that again. So, gracias to you and the service that you provide.
Well, thank you for being a part of it, Jake. You know that.
Yeah.
Andrew says, fuck tanking. Fire the damn coach that has a sub 500 record over 3 years. This season isn't a waste unless they continue with Doc. MDK, Thibodeau is out there. So do you want to fire Doc and get Tibbs?
Giannis would retire by the end of the season.
Richard says Buffalo Sabres have won 15-17. I may have to pivot fully to the Buffalo Sabres and start doing Sabres podcast.
I'm going to the Admirals game tomorrow. Can we get an Admirals?
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
That'd be good. Jerry says Dan Schaefer. Oh, I saw this. If you have anything positive to say about Adrian Griffin, disregard everything you have to say. I'm not going to say anything about Adrian Griffin. What I'm saying is they fired Griffin for less because it was like this, but they were winning. It is bad right now. This is bad. I mean, Giannis sitting there and booing the fans back. I don't know that we've had enough time to process that. Yeah. I think that becomes a moment that's entrenched in our brains when we think about this era. Like, oh, Giannis's first dunk at MSG, Giannis's 50-piece.
I think
Giannis booing the crowd back.
That was the weirdest energy I can remember just watching that game, even on just from TV. Like, I thought something was going to pop off last night, a fight, something, but it just felt awkward as hell.
Let me dig through my bucket of analogies. I think I have one here about what that was like. Let me just look at the old bucket of analogies.
We eagerly await.
Let's see. Giannis booing the crowd was like, it was like knowing you're being cheated on, but then she decides to fuck him on your living room couch in front of you.
It's a little on the nose, but I like it. And it, by the way, if there's any Ja Morant, Zach LaVine trade, like any win now move that they're trying, I said it's like a married couple trying to have a kid to maybe save the marriage, and it's just going to end in complete disaster. And then you're bringing someone else into this mess. Like, come on, don't do that to them. And also,
just let them be a sperm.
Ja Morant in South Beach, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. All right, what else do we got here? Jake says, this is from Justin Garcia. The Bucks lose back-to-back games by a combined margin of 54 points. This is the largest margin over 2 games in franchise history. How is that possible? The previous high was 48, last done in 1983.
83 in the golden era of the Bucks.
Wow. Neil says, didn't Giannis at one point cry during the game too, or did I get duped by AI?
No, he was wiping sweat from his face, and some idiot put a Facebook or Instagram post and was like, "Look at how bad it is. Giannis is crying," and of course, every idiot and their grandmother fell for it. Just like all those stupid posts.
I saw unrelated. I saw that Eddie Lacy became a firefighter today in a small town.
Oh yeah, was that AI too?
Facebook AI slop.
It's so funny to read like the first comment on every one of those posts. It's just like Debbie from Schwabenon that's so proud of him.
If you're on Facebook this year, how many times Matt LaFleur went and saved a dying dog from the vet this year?
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks he was going to do it on Facebook.
Yeah. Jordan Love saved a little kid from a shark attack while he was on vacation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we should do? We should all just delete the internet. Like, just how can AI get us if we just like stop using it?
Well, I don't trust anything anymore.
Yeah, we're in that era.
And now the thing where you can like be someone else's face.
Yeah, I saw that.
That fucking sucks.
Who is like?
Someone's gonna do that with like a world leader. Someone's just gonna do that with like whoever the fucking prime minister of Australia is, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, I'm going to destroy you all right now. We have nukes, surprise."
Yeah, a war is gonna start because of crap like that.
Yeah, and we're gonna bomb the shit of Australia.
And it'll be Sleepy Donnie that falls for it. I don't know. It's the real life version of what Dr. Ian Malcolm warned us about in Jurassic Park, where all these scientists were so focused on the things they could do, they never thought about whether or not they should.
It's very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since we're at that point, I'm gonna go to bed. I have a different sleep schedule now, and the Bucks lost, and I think we accomplished what we set out to do. It was good to talk to you.
It's good to talk to you too, brother. Release the Epstein files. Love you.
Yeah. And Kyle Tucker's a Dodger, so just a sick ass night all the way around. All right, guys, it's good to be here. Thanks for stopping into the Winklerverse.